I'm honored to be part of the 66-yard NFL record. I don't foresee that lasting that much longer.
First thing was, I wanted to ask you about the game ball situation where they are saying right now, right, Zach, about you can use – you're able to now use the ball. You can practice with the balls or use the balls that you practice with. Does that give you guys more confidence? Or, like, I feel like just the consensus I've heard from a lot of people is like that is more reassuring that you know what you're kind of dealing with more.
Yeah, so before it was kind of like that Forrest Gump line, life's like a box of chocolates, because when we would go into a game, like they opened the balls, they got 45 minutes or an hour to work on the balls, under the supervision of whether it was a referee or like some type of administrator was watching them, break the balls in, scrub them, do all the stuff. And literally the first time I saw the ball was the first time I got on the field and had to snap it. So like I'm hoping that like I've been able to, I was talking to the guy that made the balls for us in the past, and like he kind of knew what I was basically trusting he was going to do what I asked him to do for the ball, and what me and Tuck and Jordan had asked for. And a lot of times it was perfect,
Yeah.
And it was great and all that stuff, but you didn't know what you were going to get. So it's very there was a lot of uncertainty with that. So now we have all 60 balls. We're allowed to use them as much as we want in practice. We can break them in however we want to break them in. Each ball can be scanned in 3 times. So basically you could check it in, even if it doesn't you have to check 3 balls in every game. Mm-hmm. Even if it doesn't get used, it counts as a check-in. So they basically have to scan the code on it, and it counts as a use. So each ball gets 3 check-ins. Now the referees have to, the officials, or I don't know exactly who's doing the monitoring of the footballs, but they basically inspect them, a certain amount of time before the game, and they have to clear them so that you can't do, like, there's certain things you can't do as far as, like, when you push in the edges, you can't use certain parts of your body or like a wall or certain things like that, and you can't use certain types of mud and all that stuff. But they have the right of, first refusal. They can basically say that ball is not acceptable or whatever. But I mean, just knowing what the ball feels like, what it's going to do coming off your foot, for the punters and the kickers, and being able to kind of shape it however you want, and also having used it in a live setting, it just you just know what you're going to get when you walk out there. So you're going to be a little bit more confident, just because, like, I'm grabbing the ball, like, dude, I've already snapped this ball, 10, 15, 20 times, and I've done really well with it. I'm confident in it. I like the ball. The grip is good, whatever. And you're able to execute. I think what it's going to do is we're going to see a lot of longer field goals. I think we're going to see balls being kicked further. I think punts are going to be further or higher, or both. I think teams are going to be trying longer field goals because guys are going to use them in practice. They're going to see, coaches are going to be able to see it live, in a practice team setting. So they're going to have confidence that, hey, they could kick this ball in practice, from 65. We're going to try the same thing in a game. And I'm, like, we were actually just talking about it today. I'm honored to be part of the 66-yard NFL record, but I don't know. I don't foresee that lasting that much longer, whether that's this season or next season, because we've already seen a 70-yard field goal from Cam Little during the preseason. So it's just a matter of getting the right opportunity to try a field goal like that, whether it's end of half, end of game, must have. Like, that's a situationally dependent type of kick. But I'm confident that we're going to see a lot more longer field goals this season coming up.
I do too. I think that's where it's heading. It reaffirms that, hearing from you all, the confidence of being able to practice with it. And then the coaches, I think that's a big part. Coaches seeing what the players can do, and then you can take that to the game. And it's truly can you do it in practice and then take the exact same thing into a game? Yeah, there's nerves, there's atmosphere, there's conditions. But yeah, you're right. We're seeing guys test the limits here. So that one record, well, maybe then you'll have to reset your record, Nick. So
that's exactly what we said.
There you go. Right. See, that's what we got.
Mindset.